Welcome to this week's video. I am really excited to share with you today something I feel very strongly about, which is helping you find contentment through your health journey, in the midst of your health journey. And I'm so excited to share a few things. I think I have 4 or 5 things I'm going to share with you today from my experience of working with women, mostly, and some men, that want to just feel okay through the process. And as a coach, I am on that process with them in a lot of ways, and we ride the roller coaster together. And it hurts my heart when it gets really hard for them to keep going and to trust the process. So today I'm going to share little nuggets that I've picked up over the years that have helped others and that help me in my own personal journeys as well, to just find contentment. I had a mentor once. I was working on something, and she said, "Danielle, what would it take for you to be content in your progress?" And that was a very, very hard question, but I think it's a useful question for anyone that's on a health journey. What would it take to help you be content in your progress? And so that's what we're going to dive into today, because I have some ideas for you that might help answer that question. If this is your first time seeing these videos, welcome. My name's Danielle. I'm a national board certified health and wellness coach, and I'm a plant-based nutrition educator. I do these videos every single week inside my YouTube channel and my free private Facebook group called Healthy Living with Danielle Dinkelman. I would love to see you in there. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube or joined us in Facebook yet, come on over, come join the conversation, because we are all about making this doable and sustainable, of using a healthy lifestyle to create the health and vitality that you want. All right, let's get into how to enjoy this journey, how to find contentment in your progress. Because let's be honest, the lifestyle approach, it is the long game. It is the slow and steady wins the race, right? So you may not see the outward results, the outward progress that you thought you would in the time that you thought you would, okay? So let's get into this. My number one piece of advice for you, if you're feeling frustrated that things aren't happening as fast or as much as you wanted them to, as you've made adjustments to your lifestyle, my very first piece of advice is to just start by getting clear on what you can and cannot control. We've been talking about this a little bit this month as we've been talking about letting go of diet culture, right? Diet culture very much tells us that you have control over the size of your body, especially. And let's be honest, there's no button or lever or secret formula that you can manipulate indefinitely in every single human to change their body size. I mean, other than like getting them to have bariatric surgery or getting them to smoke cocaine, like there are some of those things, but like in healthy ways, it's not always a really clean cut answer, I guess, is what I'm saying. So what I do in the coaching work that I do is we just like set that on the shelf, and we just focus on what we know we can control, which is, what are we showing up and doing every day? Do we have the healthy habits going for us, and are we showing up and doing the work? Okay, so we can control our behaviors. We can't actually control our outcomes, but we choose behaviors that we believe and hope and trust will lead to the outcome that we want, which is, reversing disease and getting off medications, releasing weight when your body is good and ready to, reducing inflammation, reducing stress, improving digestion, improving and increasing energy, decreasing fatigue, being able to sleep better. I could go on and on. Those are the things that we're all hoping for, right? But we can't actually make those happen. but we know generally what behaviors and habits and routines will lead to those outcomes that our bodies generally do respond to. Okay, so that's tip number one, is focus on what you can control, and just like take those things that you know you actually can't directly manipulate and just put it on the shelf. And just, I mean, if you're a spiritual person, give that to God. But just let it go a little bit, and just control what you can and show up and do the work. So that's number one. Number two, this is a big one, especially if we are in the plant-based nutrition space, which maybe you are, maybe that's how you found me. There's a pattern that I've noticed, that there's a difference between needing more information and needing, and you get to the point that you have all the information you need. Now you simply need to decide what information you're going to act on, and then you need to just work on the application. Okay, those are three distinct stages of this journey of really learning about the healthy lifestyle behaviors that lead to good health, deciding which ones resonate with you and which ones you're going to act on, and then working on doing it and reshaping your routines and your habits to make that as effortless as possible. See what I'm saying? So I see a lot of people get stuck in information overload, and we don't often see it when we're in it. I do this too with other things in life. I think that, oh, maybe just somebody out there has the answer for me. But when the truth is that I have done so much research up to that point that I kind of like, there's a little voice in the back of my head that says, Danielle, you don't need more information. You don't need another solution. You have everything you need. Now you just need to start putting one foot in front of the other, make some decisions, and then start acting. Okay? So if you, I guess I would start by suggesting be aware of those stages and be able to know where you're at. And if you feel like there is way more to learn and you haven't read all the books and watched all the YouTube videos, then by all means keep doing that. But there's going to come a point where it's going to be time to decide and then to act. Okay? All right. My third tip here is really, again, you may not want to hear this, but to have trust. Trust the information that you have accumulated and the decisions you've made. Trust your instincts and your inspiration. I'm a spiritual person. I run pretty much every decision that I'm going to make. I do my homework, I make a decision, and then I take it to the big guy upstairs and I say, what do you think about this? And I try to get a stamp of approval before I move forward. But trust that, whether you call that instinct or inspiration, trust it. And come back to that whenever you feel doubt that maybe you're not on the right track. Go back, because you can always go back to that moment of inspiration that you know you're on the right path, and all you need to do is just keep going and to trust and to lean into that a little more. And then I would encourage you to trust your body. Trust the healing process. Trust that your body knows what it needs to be working on first. And I talked about this a little bit with my friend Trish that we interviewed earlier in the month. Trust that your body knows the hierarchy of what needs to be attended to first. If you're doing the work and you are giving your body all the love and nourishment and care that you maybe had not been giving it for the last 20, 30, 50, who knows how many years, trust that it's going to take your body some time to work through those things that need healing, and just you keep doing what you're doing because you are supporting your body. And I'm sure there are certain things that you are noticing that your body has responded to. Okay? All right. After trust, I would talk about patience. All right. Like I said, I'm a spiritual person. I happen to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And here is a fantastic quote from a leader in that church. His name is Dieter Uchtdorf. And he gave a talk a little while ago called Continue in Patience. And I love this quote. And if you're not religious, it doesn't matter. This is so pertinent to our health journeys. Patience is not passive resignation, nor is it failing to act because of our fears, or I would include because of the lack of results we've had up to this point and we're frustrated and we're becoming impatient. Patience means active waiting and enduring. It means staying with something and doing all that we can, working, hoping, and exercising faith, bearing hardship with fortitude, even when the desires of our hearts are delayed. And he finishes by saying, patience is not simply enduring, it's enduring well. I love that definition of patience, don't you? So I encourage you and invite you to be patient in your journey by continuing to show up, continuing to do the work day after day, be as consistent as you possibly can in doing what you know will lead to the outcomes you want. Because remember, if you're in that application mode, you know what you're doing. You know you're on the right path. Trust that path, be patient in that path, and just continue forward. Okay? Again, I know this is hard to hear when you're frustrated and you've been at it for a long time. But sometimes this is what it takes, is just to be a little more consistent and a little more, what does he say? Working, hoping, and exercising that faith and doing the work as consistently as you can and having that patience to move forward. And then my fifth tip for you today is this is very much out of the coaching, training, and the study of behavior change that I have had, and that is to celebrate your progress. Pay attention to every little improvement. I want you to pay attention to all of those physical things and energetic things, but also pay attention to mental and emotional shifts that are happening. Pay attention to how is there a certain habit you're working on that is finally starting to feel easier. That is a success. That is a win. Amplify those, focus on those as much as possible. Be aware, be mindful, be honest, and be objective about the things that are and are not working for you. Okay, so I've got to wrap up, but I hope that's helpful. Let me know in the comments below or send me a message on Instagram or Facebook and let me know what you think about this approach. Do you think that this could help you find contentment in your health journey, and why or why not? I would love to hear from you, and until then, I will see you next week, and take care.